Okay, great, excellent. Yeah, good morning to all. This is our maintainers meeting. Just my update rapidly. I'm working on the Axios replacement for request on the LoopBack REST package. And the question I'm asking to you two is, uh, do we have or can we or we should actually put some effort on the GraphQL thing?
Okay, so I look forward to the Axios migration for the loopback REST, right? So
Yeah,
I'll try to look at the PR once it comes in. I believe there's some other PRs I also want to look into later. For the GraphQL part, um, I think for my end, I am not well versed in GraphQL in the sense that I don't swim in it compared to REST. So I would, if I can, I would love to review, but I don't think I can. At least for me, I don't think I can champion for like, oh, this is the architecture for GraphQL because I'm not familiar. I'm not very familiar with the GraphQL scene, so I don't know what features we can add in loopback for that. But if there's anyone that wants to champion, like, oh, let's re-architect using the GraphQL envelope and add these features in this architecture, then I'm more than happy to review.
yeah. So far, right now, we have been doing a lot with Loopback in terms of the REST, in terms of the integration, very well. We have some customers that we have developed Flutter application, Flutter mobile application that interact really well with Loopback 4. We are making money as a company with that. We are very happy right now. My question was because I don't have much experience in terms of the real applications with GraphQL. And I try to read a lot of articles, and probably I can sense that the adoption in the enterprise or in the real applications is really the margin is very minimal.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, Japa?
Yeah, I think GraphQL it's best suited for certain kind of apps, not for everything. Because although it simplifies some stuff, it brings its own set of complications. It also has to be managed. So I think for a lot of apps, the REST interface it's pretty good.
Yeah. So I mean maybe as because we are tight on resources. I think we can all agree on that. If anyone wants to like maybe kickstart maybe a Google Docs that lays out, okay, these are our user stories. We want authentication that can integrate this way or whatnot. Then we can all collaborate together, and then we can like come up with the architecture over time. Maybe we could do something like that if we want to. Yeah, and I'll agree. GraphQL does come with its own complications like caching and whatnot. It's not as easy, but I do believe there are ways around it. And like for example, the queries optimization. That's another layer as well. So yeah, I'm curious, Mario. Are you looking to maybe champion this?
Yeah, so probably actually what I wanted first is probably to actually get to know exactly if it's really suitable for enterprise and see what applications are there that are using successfully only GraphQL layer on the mobile application side, right? We usually have mobile applications integration with the REST API, but never done this on the GraphQL. But I didn't want to put some efforts and invest some time if the protocol doesn't have really a good margin or it's really true for production, right? Right now, the majority of our clients, our financial clients, basically are banks that integrate their current SOAP servers with their REST server. So we sit Loopback in the middle with this integration. We then have a mobile application integrate with Loopback, sorry, that's the scenario we're working on right now, and successfully, right? The thing is, for example, that Matt has been doing some work, and apparently he's moving toward GraphQL. But I wanted to know why, right? Why it has that the rest doesn't have, for example. The first thing that they said is that GraphQL is really good for the bandwidth because we can ask specific columns or specific fields when querying it, for example. But that's not true necessarily in LoopBack 4 in terms of that it doesn't have it, right? Yes, with the filter, you can have it. We have applications in production that we ask the REST layer specific columns with a specific filter very well. I mean, I don't understand this bandwidth issue, right, with that. So I don't know if we really need to actually put the efforts so that we can actually support fully in the short term GraphQL, right? Specifically the CLI and the federation that Matt was talking about.
Yeah. I think I agree with your points over there. I'm hesitant to like jump to say that GraphQL it doesn't come with benefits because I think it does provide like this nice object-oriented interface to work with. Some people really like that, and it does have like native concept like authentication built in. We already do have a GraphQL package. It's not as tightly integrated as REST. I think it will be quite a big undertaking for us to rewrite it. But I think if someone wants to plan like kickstart the like what ideas we want to put in it, like, oh, these are the good features of GraphQL, let's make it easy for them to use it in LoopBack form. Then I'm okay to contribute to that. But I'm thinking that there are other API standards out there that LoopBack 4 can also adopt, right? Not just GraphQL. We have things like gRPC or Apache's, I can't remember what they call it, it's a binary interface as well. Or protobufs, right? All of these are like more compact protocols, but they're very common in like mobile applications because they actually save bandwidth because they are binary protocols, right? So I'm thinking, should we be focusing more on those like new stuff like GraphQL, or should we focus on more mature technologies like gRPC, protobuf, which I think could be a potential distinction for LoopBack 4, right? Because everyone else in the Node.js ecosystem is going for cutting edge, but then who's providing a framework for the more mature APIs, right?
Correct. Yeah.
By the way, I shared the link on chat.
Yeah, we're looking at using GraphQL with Express.js. Yeah. I'm going to read it at it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Nice article. Yeah. Nice
article.
Very
detailed article.
I will read it. I will read it later on today, right? Nice. Yeah, I think that I'm not saying that we should not actually support GraphQL very well, right? What I'm asking is, for example, if we should actually put some efforts in the short term, that's the only thing. Of course, it would be nice to have it, right? Then the other thing that probably Mr. Moody's from South Africa actually raised was at some point the repository is being large, right? Right now, the main repository, we have the extensions, we have the plugins right there, right? He's asking, for example, if we should at some point probably at least focus on the kernel, on the core, and then probably extension like the GraphQL extension should be moving away from the main repository. Probably have another repository for extensions, for example. I believe that the drawback will be the tests, right, that actually run on the current on the current repository code level also. That probably we can lose that benefit. Probably that's the only thing.
Yeah, I think if I'm thinking of the same Slack post that you are, it's the one about LoopBack having like the complexity again, right? The complexity
Yeah,
problem.
yeah,
And I think I did reply to him on that. I think personally, generally, LoopBack for it does still keep to the principle of having decoupled packages, like decoupled layer packages, right? So we have packages like context and then core builds on top of it, then rest, and then so on and so forth. Loopback 4 still does that quite well. It just kind of sucks in how we document it. I'll be very frank.
yeah,
Because when you first go to loopback.io, what do you see? You see framework for building APIs and microservices, which is so vague, right? And then you think, oh, okay, this is just for building APIs, right? And then you look at it, it's like, what is all of these dependency injections? What are these services? These are not related to APIs directly. These are like
100%.
Spring Boot, right?
Yeah.
These are very foundational stuff that that you can use across applications. So I think the problem is about documentation. Now, I've been trying to think how we can make documentation better, but it's a very difficult problem to find a solution to.
Yeah. I think the messaging has to be changed eventually, because it's not just REST. You need not build a REST app with Loopback 4.
correct, exactly. Yeah, exactly. You can build gRPC, as Rifa said,
Yeah.
GraphQL servers, right now,
Yeah.
probably at some extent. Yeah, definitely. I think that is a misconception that newcomers probably can have, right, with the loopbacks, thinking that probably we are competing with Nest.js or Express or something.
Yeah. Right.
Totally different, right? Very different. And, okay. Next week, I'm going to publish the PR, right, for the access. Please review it at some point. It's a whip, but I wanted to show you at least right now. Very complicated though, because both pros are kind of different approach, but more or less we're trying to. The challenge that I'm facing is to keep it a higher percent compatible with whatever we have right now with the request package, right? So that it can be like a good transition from one package to another. That's the only thing.
Okay. Yeah, I'll be sure to try to review it whenever I can. If I don't review it, please ping me on Slack.
I will push you, right?
Yes, please push me.
Okay, great.
Speaking of pushing, I think there's this major PR. I really wanted to review it, but it's very large, and I'm not too familiar with the repository package. It is implementing of polymorphic relations. So
Okay.
if you can also maybe like skim through it, if there's any remarks or comments, can give him because I haven't been able to review it yet.
Okay. Yeah. Polymorphic relations support for models. All right. That's actually that's a good subject. That's a nice PR. I will promise to review it this week.
Yeah, it's a very nice community PR, and
Yeah.
I think we should treat it with the same respect as they're giving us here.
Okay, great, excellent.
Yeah, because it's very big, and I appreciate the work that he has done thus far.
Excellent. Okay, guys, I need to actually continue another meeting right now, right? That's why, but I wanted to see you to say hi, to see what Rifa was working on and the GraphQL thing. Now I am leaving with a nice article that I need to read and this PR that we need to review, right? Yeah, okay. So I'm sorry to leave right now. I really wanted to keep chatting, but I need to move forward to something else right now.
All right, okay. Right. Thank you, Mario. See ya.
Rifa, Japa, take care. Bye.
Bye. Have a good day. All right. So I assume there's no. I assume Raymond is not going to be joining then.
Likely, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that is that. Uh, okay, and I think there's a major issue that did happen. It's another one of the PRs we actually community PR actually fixed a problem with the what was it, the limit, I think. Yeah, like when you have a relation, the limit was actually wrong because that's because when you do an SQL join, the limit is supposed to apply. Like if you limit 5, it'll be 5 for every relation. And then previously LoopBack 4 only did like 5 total for the entire relation instead of
Okay.
like per subject. But then so we had community PR, we merged it. Unfortunately, it caused some regression, actually quite a significant regression in the performance because it generated a lot more. Let me see. Yeah, it generated a lot more queries than we anticipated. So there is a member of the community that says he would prepare a PR by the end of this week. So I do look forward to that, and let's be prepared to review it and merge it for the next release.
All right.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay. So yeah. Okay. So Diana's not here. She did say the OpenJS Foundation no new progress on no significant progress yet.
Right. Very slow progress. Very slow.
Okay. All right. Okay. I think that is about it from me. Yeah.
Yeah, and just for the record, let's talk about the meeting.
Oh yes.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so I was so right now the thing is that I'm the bottleneck. I'm the one who hosts the meeting, and for some reason, if I forget to host the meeting or if I'm not able to host it, and everyone else is blocked, so that's not an ideal situation. So ideally, as Rifa has suggested, anyone from the TSC should be able to host the meeting. So we have reached out to OpenJS Foundation for that Zoom account. Looks like it's going to take some time, which so we won't be able to use the OpenJS Foundation Zoom currently. And we explored Google Meetings as well, but it requires some kind of paid account. We won't be able to use that to record the meetings.
Yeah.
So what alternatives do we have?
Well, for okay, recording meetings, it's gonna be a premium feature for pretty much all of the services.
Yeah.
Everyone knows how great that feature is. Okay, if it takes a while, I'm willing to. I mean, I don't think these accounts are too expensive. I'm willing to just create an account if it and then pay out of pocket if it's necessary because I think generally it's not too expensive.
Okay. An account on?
I think I was thinking maybe Zoom is probably the safest option.
Yeah. So if it's something that can be shared with the other members, the ability to host meetings, that would be great.
Yeah. So I mean, so yeah, I'll see if I can do that, and then I won't set up the account now, but like we'll see
right.
if we are closing to the next month's meeting and we don't have the Zoom Pro account yet, then I'll set it up then share the credentials.
Right. That would be great. And then,
Right.
once done, I will share the YouTube account access so that
So for YouTube and whatnot, I believe those things you like the channel and then the account. You have the channel, but then you have multiple accounts that can manage the channel, right?
yeah.
So you don't need to share credentials for that
Yeah,
one.
I think you can add a user account to that, so that
Yeah.
So I'll do that.
Okay, great. Okay, yeah. So for that one, we'll follow up on the Slack maintainers channel, the TSC channel. Sorry.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And one more thing I would like to add is that regarding that the documentation and changing the message, the messaging of LoopBack 4.
Yeah.
I think probably it would be more accelerated once the transfer to OpenJS Foundation is completed. That's what I feel.
Yeah, I think the OpenJS Foundation is an arduous process, but I think it's a good one in the long run.
Right.
So I believe it's I don't know, is it you and Diana that's working behind the scenes? Thank you so much for helping move LoopBack into the OpenJS Foundation. And you know, because I'm sure it's a lot of time and effort, and I do appreciate it. And yeah, so for the documentation and whatnot, I think that one we need to have our own discussion on it.
Yes.
I don't know if discussing over Slack or whatnot is enough. I don't know, because something like this is considered major, right?
Right.
And I think from past, just historically speaking, right, it's quite hard to get everyone to go like contribute their thoughts on it, because you know, everyone has their own things to do and it can be quite busy, and everyone has to wait for each other to reply. So I'm wondering if we can do. I'm just throwing it around, like as an idea. We do something like a special group kind of thing where we have like shorter meetings of just discussing quickly over Zoom or whatever the platform.
Right.
Like, oh, okay, documentation. Here's some ideas. We'll put it into into Google Docs, and then you repeat this process a few more times.
Right. Yes, I completely agree with the idea of you know, a video-based discussion session.
Yeah.
Preferably a short one, not the kind that goes for 1 hour, 2 hours. So
yeah, the 1 hour one we'll keep for the monthly meeting.
yeah. So I think that would aid more dynamism and what's the word for that? Push to the direction where we want to eventually go.
Yeah, and I think it allows everyone to see each other, see how we're reacting very quickly and respond quickly.
Yeah.
While we're on the topic of that, right? I do want to also throw in this idea, because I've been looking at other open source projects as well, and how they engage the community. I specifically Node-RED, one thing they do on their YouTube channel, right, is that they have, I think, this weekly or bi-weekly live stream where one of the maintainers actually just live stream them working on the project.
Oh.
Just them live streaming. But I think it's in a way it's nice to see like how they work, and then it kind of puts a human face onto the
Right. Connect. You have this connect with the project and the person. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not like what are they doing? But then now with the live stream, you can like see and interact with them and see like, oh, this is what they're doing. This is how they're solving it. So you know, maybe that's something you can do in the future also.
Yeah.
No commitments whatsoever, but like
right.
just block of time, maybe half an hour, 1 hour, however long. Maybe someone comes on and just works on the project and live streams.
Yeah. I think this is the move to OpenJS Foundation is a great opportunity to let LoopBack 4 be what it actually is. Right now, it's you know, a little subdued. We cannot see the real face of what LoopBack is. So it's a good opportunity.
Yeah, so it's a good. Maybe you can say it's a good time to experiment with new ways to.
Absolutely, we should go crazy in a good way.
All right, yeah. So maybe something we can discuss with the other maintainers as well.
Right.
Maybe they want to do it as they might be interested.
Yeah. And then once we do that, probably it will help attract more developers, contributors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it also kind of helps for the maintainers us as ourselves, because like if you're live streaming, you kind of feel this. You kind of have more focus on the work at hand, right? You're not gonna go out, grab a quick bite or whatnot.
Yes. Yeah.
You're focused on contributing back to the project more, and I think like this nice feedback loop.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, and I forgot. Okay, I forgot to pull this on from the last meeting was to remove Staleboard actually. I will put it into the Slack after this. I'll remember to this time because I think the Staleboard has not been quite helpful. If we are not able to manage the issues properly, then I don't think Staleboard is the solution, right? It just closes real issues without us actually solving it.
Right.
So I'll put it into the Slack for a vote.
Yep. Great idea.
Yeah. Okay. So that's all from me.
What else? Yeah, I'm waiting for the transfer to be completed. Then I think you'll get a new life, a stronger life.
Yeah. I do. And I think there's one more thing just reminded me. Because LoopBack was an open source project. Open source, there's this unique problems of supply chains attacks and whatnot. I think NPM had a recent one again with a very popular package. I do want to see if we can maybe like slowly push initiatives to all the maintainers to adopt security best practices as well. So we can keep our packages as secure as possible.
Yes.
From malware being uploaded.
Okay, what happened to NPM? What's the latest story?
I believe there was a very popular package. Someone actually got the credentials and then pushed I think they pushed like 4 different new versions, and it had this malware on it. Yeah, so it's not great. And NPM, so I think the easiest solution is just enable 2FA, right, for all the packages. But I don't think NPM provides an easy way to enforce it. Like, like technically, any one of us, whether accidental or of malice, can turn it off, and no one else would know.
Right.
So the security tools that NPM provides us isn't really there, or maybe it is there, but it's not really well documented. And for example, like for GitHub, right? Maybe we should also consider signing our commits with PGP keys as well. Right?
Yep.
So in case your GitHub account gets compromised, then if it's not signed, then we know it's a compromised account, right?
Right. Yeah. Good point.
Okay. So yeah. Okay. I think that truly is everything I have to say. For real, this time.
All right. So shall we end it for today?
Yep.
Alrighty. So Rifa and Raymond could not join us today. Raymond and Mario. Yes, Mario. And anyone else watching this, we'll see you next month.
All right. See you.
Bye bye. Yeah.